Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'll be sharing a ride with you guys that I teased in the last video that I posted about my little jump starter that I use for my Can-Am Ryker. So this is the ride here, and we're going to showcase that bad boy today, that 2022 Can-Am Ryker Rally. Because when we met up to do this little ride, it was my first time seeing one. Kevin Brown, my homeboy, just bought one. So we're going to do a full little walk around of that there, just going over some of the features. What makes it interesting with Kevin Brown purchasing this is he just came from a 2021 Can-Am Ryker 600. So if you're out there and you're interested in upgrading, this might give you a little bit of insight on that from the reasoning of his purchase and how he feels about his new purchase. ThrillMouseMoto. Yeah, dog. Like I said, a little ride video. It was I think it was something like a 45-minute ride for us, and we had Vernon with us, Kevin Brown, Kevin, and Julio ends up meeting with us when we get pretty much the town we're going to right before we get to eat. Convenient. So when we start having the fun, that's for sure. You know, we've always been riding, but this was actually a pretty good weather day. The sun came out, so you know it heated up for us. You know how that goes if you're out there riding right now, because it was only a couple weekends ago. This footage I'm skipping over because I have a whole video on it. Right, came out right before it using my Noco boost. It's a jump starter for your battery. It does not charge it. It's a ultra safe jump starter that was mentioned in the last one. Someone was suggesting I hook them up a certain way, but yo, that does not apply to this device. You can plug it in how you want to. Ultra safe. I dig it. I carry it in my Ryker, but like I said, not going over it. It's in that video, but I wanted to include that in case you missed out and you want to check it out. I still need to put that new battery in my Ryker. But what the trip is, we leave from my town and we go a couple towns down. We're gonna eat some food. This place called Bubba's 33. It's a chain restaurant, but we haven't been to it yet, and we dig on burgers. It was Kevin's idea, Kev Dog. We end up going there, meet with Julio, and then we head out to a tattoo convention. So I'll have a little bit of that footage in there too, in case you want to check it out, but I put it way at the end so I can just kind of start off with some ride footage and then go into the walk around of that 2022 Can-Am Ryker Rally that Kevin Brown picked up. And like I said, his story is unique because he's coming from a 2021 600. So I know a lot of people are thinking out there, and I've been seeing different posts like on Facebook where people are like, yo, what kind of difference you think I'm gonna get, and should I upgrade now? So hopefully that'll give you kind of some insight to help you out in your decision, because it was something that he just did. And this is me being the flag dude, gonna drop the flag so we can get that that 2019 900 and that 2022 900 little race right there. But now we were just joking around at the light. But like I said, we'll get to that. But I do want to talk about where I've been. Dog, where you been, Barry? Man, we've been missing some videos. I've been focusing on my Patreon and all those members. So big time shout out to Stu Stan, Geek Girl, Bill, John, David Wilson from the start. Everybody knows that cat. Grandpa Saggy Balls, James, Kevin G, Frank the Tank, and then Mr. Stitch It Up. A lot of people in the Ryker community and so on. Spider, definitely familiar with Mr. Stitch It Up work. So I appreciate all the members. I've been dropping content for them and just full interaction on the private Discord setup we have, doing giveaways every month. I did like 2 within a month. We've done credits to RLS. I gave it a Cool Air intake, gift cards to Cycle Gear. We're having a lot of fun, and like I said, that's where I've been putting it in, building that up, the Instagram and all that stuff. So if you're interested in the Patreon side of it, any things that I said, check out the links in this video. I have a bunch of stuff in the description of this video along with products and everything. But let's get to that walk around. It's my first time seeing one. So as a Ryker owner, period, before 2022, the main thing I'm noticing are different things already. So this is coming from someone who owns a Can-Am Ryker already before 2022 and looking at a new 2022. This seat isn't, I'm not familiar with this at all in any model. It almost looks like the Can-Am comfort seat. Is that what they're calling it, or what?
Can-Am comfort seat.
So you're saying, and this is a rally. Okay, so this is a 2022 rally, and it comes with the Can-Am comfort seat. Okay, so something that normally on a Ryker before this year you would have to buy additionally to it, and it is coming with it. So that's a major plus on top of that. And you're coming from a, what year model, 600?
I had a 21-600.
A 21-600, and then immediately upgraded. You didn't even own that one for a year, but a year in July.
Right.
This has to be some type of upgraded suspension compared to the stock other models, even the rallies, it seems from there. And this, I didn't even know until now. Similar to the pegs on every other model, but there's like a lot more surface on there. And you coming from, Kevin, the 600, what kind of difference are you getting from this?
Love it.
So is it like just for like more surface area coverage, or?
Yes, it doesn't make my foot go numb. It actually has a regular peg underneath it, but this is an extension that they added on to the peg.
Noticing something Kevin was saying a second ago. This seems like a different feature, almost like it's a separate part. So I'm wondering if something happens to this flap, you can easily replace it like it's sectional now, opposed to the way it was before.
Yes, because they, people would usually step on them and then they break. So instead of changing the whole panel, the whole fender, you can just change that little piece right there. If you notice, it's separated right here now, as opposed to the other models, it was one piece.
One solid piece. So one of the things that I've noticed for sure about the 2022 coming from a Can-Am Ryker is about the third-party stuff where they're going to handle on that. Like I was talking about the one wheel, that was the one thing that I messed around with, that I noticed that manufacturer, Future Motion, ended up coming out with a new model where they kind of did all of those things to make sure they get the money. So Can-Am is doing that too. The seat, they were already getting that because that was a Can-Am comfort seat. But there are third-party companies that were making comfort-type seats or whatever, but they're giving it to you already, so you don't have to do that. These pegs, they're giving it to you already, so you don't have to do that. And then we're talking about this Can-Am accent here being painted white for the first time. This was also something that they had to have noticed that third-party people were getting money for, because they were getting like decals made to do this and emulate this, so they're already painting it. So yeah, it's raised letters on top of that, and then at the same time that they're painted different colors. These we've seen in other models before, I guess the last year also. But something that I already noticed in here, this one doesn't have any type of a screen, but why does this one have this black screen on it and not the other side? Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't. So I may need to take that off and
well, I don't know about taking it off, because it's actually. I mean, it's like a mesh screen. It seems like it really just seems like that one should have that. But I mean, ours don't have it, so I guess it's no big deal. But well, that was weird. So if anybody has anything to say about that, why does this left side, that normal, not have a screen, and then this one does? But I know that these accent features, they used to come on at least the 2021 model in a rally, but they'd be silver, right? And I noticed that these aren't silver. I actually am not that big of a fan of those silver accents, so I think it's cool that these are black. This being black, this being black, even though obviously you have a, this looks like a fancier panel than what a regular one would be. Do they have a name for that? Or?
Yeah, I don't remember the color name, but
it looks like a specialty.
Yes, this is actually the floor model, so which it had a few more upgrades on it.
Hood, obviously gonna be different. Look at the hood pins on there, dude. That's crazy. Hood is definitely
different from the other models, just styled completely. Even the scoop is a little bit bigger there. And then incorporated is this this light, which is way too cool. Also something that gets added through third-party companies, so they're making sure they get the money for that. And then this is killer. This hood design, way more aggressive, so I think it's sweet. And then you have the dials for adjusting the front shocks, which also is a good sign that these are better shocks than the stock ones we've seen in the past. So it's cool to be able to adjust those on the fly based off how you're going to be riding, based off the weight of the rider at the time. Way too cool with the room here for this light. And then we bring it to the front here. This is the biggest thing that I've heard people talk about and voice their opinion on this plastic here. But looking at it now, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I think it's just an accent at this point to here, but this is all metal from here down where it's mounted, from here, and then from here to this support there. And that's really where it seems like all the work would be doing anyway. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. If you have a problem with plastic, I would say you have a problem with the Ryker. You know what I mean? Because, dude, this whole thing is plastic. I've been saying that since day one, dude, this plastic machine. But it's easy to keep up with it. So I guarantee you, whatever was metal, you're probably going to have a rust problem, which is also a cool thing with these, is they come stock with the covers. So it looks like you're not going to have that issue like me and my other buddies have. But this is actually pretty cool to come with it. I mean, if you're going to try to get the other model, the third-party one, which, like I said, this is another thing, Can-Am make sure they can get money for to the third-party company, but that's cool because it's all in one. Not everybody wants to be like Kevin and I and do all this stuff, you know what I mean, over time. So, you know, just to buy it up front and rock it is cool, and this is what they came out with. Also, on top of that, it looks like they're doing the same old rally guard here, but really to me that doesn't matter as much. I mean, that's going to stop maybe some type of stop of pedals, yeah, with that screen. But you also have this, and to me that's been the biggest part, just trying to stop. You should just, you know, see what a possum could do to a Ryker, dude, or an armadillo. And then any type of support period is something that I've always voiced that the Rykers are missing, so it's cool that it's coming with something extra. Also, you have these control arm, and that's pretty solid right there too. And they come black, so I'm glad that they recognize that the silver isn't always the way to go, or whatever that color was, that gray. So this was gray before, these were gray. Those side deals, I remember people were like removing them on other models because they didn't like that accent color. What else? You know, we're going to talk about the main thing is the wheel. So I know that everything, oh, are those caps? They put those caps on there?
No, those are aftermarket caps.
Oh, those are, I was about to say, they really touched on everything. So you put your aftermarket caps that you had on your 600 on there?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And then those wheels came with it. So you just came from one of the PPA model wheels.
Yes.
And now you have the rally wheels. So what are your plans with the wheels on here?
I like these wheels. I'm going to ride them for a little while, and then I'm going to eventually put my black PPAs on. And so just to see how the rally actually looks.
Gotcha.
PPAs.
So you do like these rally wheels, but you...
I'm one of the few that like them.
But you have the PPA wheels, so you're like...
Yes. I'm not getting rid of them, not selling them.
Gotcha. But if you did decide to put the PPA wheels on here, would you keep the rally wheels?
Yes.
Really?
I kept my stock wheels on my last Ryker, and so just so I could have the option to switch back and forth if I wanted to. And
so you use them as like a backup set of wheels?
As a backup in case I have defaults or something with these, then I have a backup that I can just put back on to the Ryker itself.
I think that's a pro move for sure. Anytime you can do something like that. Man, I mean, that's just looking at the, and of course it's going to be, you know, the same on the other side. Well, what am I missing? That's
Well, the Rally comes with a gas tank lock.
gas tank lock.
Yeah, it comes with a gas tank lock. And it also comes with the brake lock.
Oh yeah. So this isn't something. So all other models, especially my 2019 600, I had to install this myself, opposed to what the Japan market and somebody else, Russia or something like that. So this isn't something you have to do to the 2022 model, at least the Rally. I don't know about the other ones, but at least the Rally. We're all talking about the Rally. This is the first 2022 I've ever seen, so sorry I can't tell you what other models or whatever, anything. And I'm seeing this one this is the first one I've ever seen. So I'm noticing these handlebars too, and they look different from the stock ones that came on my 600. So, oh, this is something that's completely different too, is the cruise control. And I think you can get those on the other models too, but this is of course the Rally, so I guess they come stock on the Rally. This windshield definitely looks like the one you had on your 600, so that's where that's coming from. But it did come with these hand guards and hand shield.
Hand guards, it didn't come with the windshield.
Okay, not the windshield. So you put those on.
Those off my 600.
Gotcha.
And yes, it does come with the hand guards already.
Nice. So we got seat, pegs, accents are now black. They used to be silver on each part. Specialty panels, and this front here. So is this the one with the new electronic setup, or?
No, this one, unfortunately, it didn't have the lock. It was supposed to have a lock where you lock the brake lock and then it locks the front. But this one, unfortunately, didn't have that. They may have taken it off or something, I don't know.
Gotcha. Well, it's got like a carbon fiber finish at the end. What a nice, and not gonna lie, I haven't heard a stock exhaust in so long. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like. I mean, I guess that kind of sounds like it.
No, this doesn't.
What do you think?
Sounds nothing like the stock exhaust.
What difference do you think you're getting?
You're getting a more of a tame sound on it. The older exhaust, it was kind of, I don't know, I can't.
Like not as smooth?
Yeah, it wasn't as smooth as this right here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it looks cooler, period. Because it was more plastic, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's got a carbon fiber, and that looks like actual carbon fiber, because I can see that it's already like tainted from heat, which that's got to be legit then. You know what I mean? It's already got like this little brownage here or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's what carbon fiber is going to do in that high heat. But that back squash tip design is actually pretty dope, dude.
Yes.
I'm wondering, you know me and exhaust. I wonder what that weight is on that thing, dude. We're not gonna know till.
Pretty lightweight.
Think so.
It's not as big as the stock exhaust.
Let's see if I can get a camera angle underneath there.
You don't want to get down here and push.
Yeah, man. Interesting. Well, actually, you know, right here. Oh yeah. Because I think like all in here you were able to see the exhaust before. So it might actually be smaller like what you're saying. At the same time, I'm noticing looks like there's some type of bash guard underneath there. So there's like a proper skid plate?
Yeah, it does have a skid plate.
Nice.
Skid plate is standard on the Rally.
Plate is cool. I did notice that they rock this white spring with that back shock to match the wheels on there. But you know, I don't know how much, I don't think that accent of white would really mess with the style of having your PPAs on there, you know what I mean? I don't think it's that prominent, you know what I mean, to do that. Because you still have white on the Can-Am,
right?
You know? Nice. So what about the panels? You're gonna keep rocking those?
Yes,
silver?
I'm gonna keep rocking the panels because unfortunately they sold my 600 really quick. You know, I had the adrenaline red.
That matched the helmet.
My helmet, and that was an unfortunate thing because I bought the helmet and didn't think it was going to match, and it was an exact match.
See, Vernon's just noticing too.
This is my lawyer. He's been on my case.
Well, dude, the thing is,
leaving mods on my last vehicle.
what made your helmet so cool was that it was lit next to them panels. It looked like it was made for it, dude.
I just thought about it. It matched like 100%. You know, and I mean, if you've seen my 600 online, you can see, because I always put the helmet on the back so you can see it. But yeah, I miss it, but I don't miss the power. This thing definitely has the power.
Nice. So I guess if anybody's watching whatever video I make out of this, the whole time they're watching this because of you were a 600 owner.
Yes.
And now you're a 2022 owner of a 600. So something of a 900, my bad. So one of the things that they would look forward to watching, period, or hearing someone's opinion is that they had a 600. They had a 600 and now they have a 900. That's already gonna open up their ears. You know what I'm saying?
Just the power difference is it's off the charts.
But the reason why they're watching this video in particular is because you came from an old 600, because it's not 2022, so that makes it ancient, okay? Right. So you came from one of them old ass
2021,
those ancient ass 2021 600s, and you didn't even have it for a year, and you said, you know what? Screw this thing. You gave it up to buy a 2022, not just a 900, but a 2022 Ryker Rally with the 900 engine in it. And what is your first review, opinion, thing to say about that whole process?
I'm not in the back anymore. The Ryker Rally, the 2022 Rally, obviously between the 600 and the 900, just the horsepower, the torque, it's unmatched. It's unmatched, and that was the whole reason why I went with the Rally. I wanted to get the top of the line vehicle, because I test drove the Sport, and I looked at the Sport. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the wheels on it. I mean, it didn't have the upgraded suspension on the Sport, and so I chose the Rally because I do like the wheels. I'm one of the few that actually like these white wheels, you know, and it's just a nicer vehicle. That's all I can say. It's a nicer vehicle, and it runs. It runs very well. We got to test it out today on the way to our location.
Yeah. Well, if I had anything to say, which I don't like to really give my opinion because I know it doesn't matter, but if I was gonna do it, I would do it, and that's what you did.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. It's that if you're gonna jump from a 600 to a 900, then let me get the best 900 on the market right now, and then that's just gonna be labeled as the newest one. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the one with all the features, and that's what they're doing with the Rally. The Rally is getting all the things. You know what I mean? They kind of did that in the other models too, but it really wasn't that many things. It was like, if I want those things, I'll just buy them. And then when I do buy them, they'll be better than the stock ones, right? Because you could, I mean, I have, what, a 600, 2019 600, and you just buy a few things, like upgraded suspension, a guard, all these things, and a throttle controller, or whatever you call that, you know, the pedal commander, and now you got a Rally, you know what I mean? That's only a 600, but it has those features. But now it's like they made a reason to buy the Rally. You know, not only do you have upgraded suspension, but look at this hood, bro. That hood's like mad aggressive. You got the things in there. You can't do that to mine.
One thing is, these hoods are not interchangeable between the 21 and the 22. They're not interchangeable because of the suspension gauges.
I guess you would just have, even if it could connect, you'd have, I mean, look at you got, it's not even just that, you got the light.
Yeah, you got the auxiliary light.
So you got the light, the suspension dials. It's a whole nother style. Yeah, the hood pins. Yeah, hood pins there. I mean, you got these guards here on the control arms like we covered. Same thing up front. I mean, it was something that you'd have to buy different, and I know it's an all metal, and I know that's a plastic one, but it's still like $300 for that kit. And then even more for that light, but that light covers it here. Wheels the same way. peg, like all the stuff that we cover, basically.
So tell me what you guys think about all that, especially if you own a 2022. What did we miss out on? What did we say wrong? Are you also somebody who upgraded from one model to another one? You come from a rally to a rally, you come from a 600 to the new rally, you come from just a 900 to the sport. What you guys got going on out there? It's my first time seeing one, so obviously I was pretty stoked about it. That footage there, of course, was one of the destinations we went to. We figured it'd be cool to check out one of the tattoo spots. So Kevin was goofing around. I kept putting that part in there with him and that little hand that was tattooed. I was like, bro, I don't think you're supposed to pick those up. It's not for touching. He's like, they're for touching. I was like, no, just because you picked it up and did it, dude. But of course, I'm gonna film it for you guys before we have them put it up. But the ride was sweet. It was a cool spot. Well, the one of the main ones we were trying to go to, this is Salado, Texas. It was closed for like an event. You could like pay to do it. We weren't trying to do that, so we went to a different place over there. So the spots were cool, and of course, I'm hanging out with my friends, and we're all real cool with each other, so we're having a good time either way. So being able to get some footage of the ride itself for you guys, on top of that, sharing that 2022. I know you guys have been waiting for me to do something like that, and hopefully it's the beginning of me sharing a lot of it. I know Kevin Brownie, he's already put those all black PPA wheels on his new rally, so we'll be able to show that in future stuff. So please stick around, subscribe, whatever you want to do to help you follow. Thanks.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to ThrillMouseMoto. I was paid to say this since Barry said he felt kind of weird asking. He also wanted me to say Baja Blast slams and yeah dog, ThrillMouseMoto.